This is Yan Diomande.
Create room for himself, going on a slalom run of the highest order. Still, Diomande! It's out of this world!
19-year-old nobody outside Ivory Coast really knew about 2 years ago, about to become the most expensive teenager in football history. This is Vinicius Jr., Real Madrid's number 7, a Champions League winner, a Ballon d'Or runner-up, and reportedly a player the club is willing to let walk out the door for free. Put those two facts together and Real Madrid have basically told you everything about where this club's head is at. Start with the money, because the money is the whole story. Real Madrid have agreed a deal with RB Leipzig for Diomande worth around 135 million euros, including add-ons, with a fixed fee reported between 115 and 120 million. If those variables hit, this becomes the most expensive transfer in Real Madrid's history, overtaking Jude Bellingham and Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard, the man Madrid paid a fortune for and got basically nothing in return, and Diomande is about to fly past him before kicking a ball at the Bernabeu. Fun fact, his personal terms are reportedly modeled on Bellingham's contract, heavily incentivized and gets more expensive the better he plays. And where Diomande has come from makes the fee even more ridiculous. 2 years ago, he was at DME Academy in Daytona Beach, Florida. Not a typical breeding ground for a Real Madrid Galactico, but here we are. He joined Legans in January 2025 and barely played, just 6 starts and 2 goals as that club got relegated. RB Leipzig took a punt on him for around 20 million euros that summer, and it turned into one of the great pieces of transfer business in recent memory. Diomande exploded in the Bundesliga, finishing with 12 league goals and 8 assists, as Leipzig finished 3rd and reached the Champions League, ending up with 15 goals in 46 matches across all competitions. Then he took it to the World Cup, becoming Ivory Coast's standout player, creating 11 chances in just 4 appearances as they reached the round of 32 before losing to Norway. That's the kind of tournament that turns a promising kid into a name every big club suddenly has to have, and they all wanted him. Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal were all sniffing around. PSG were reportedly his first preference and had a bid worth around £102.5 million rejected by Leipzig, who wanted more. That's when Real Madrid stepped in, agreed personal terms, and closed it out. Diomande is expected in Madrid this week for his medical on a deal running until June 2031. A teenager who was in a Florida academy in 2024 is about to sign a 5-year contract at the biggest club on the planet for a fee that makes Bellingham look like a bargain. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. While Madrid smashed their transfer record for a 19-year-old right-winger, their actual best player is sitting there without a new contract, and the club doesn't look in a rush to fix that. Vinicius Jr. joined Real Madrid in 2018 from Flamengo for around 45 million euros and turned into one of the most electric wingers of his generation. By some counts, he's up around 375 appearances, roughly 128 goals and 100 assists for the club, alongside a Champions League, multiple La Liga titles, and a runner-up finish for the 2024 Ballon d'Or. Last season, he still put up 22 goals and 14 assists in 53 games, even as Madrid finished second in La Liga for the 2nd year running, 8 points behind Barcelona with 0 trophies. The numbers haven't dried up. The player is still delivering. The contract, though, is a mess. Vinicius is in the final stretch of his deal, expiring June 2027, and talks have gone nowhere. Reports out of Spain say he's asking for around 30 million euros a year net, roughly 550,000 euros a week. Real Madrid have offered 20 million. He's currently on about 15. Nobody's budging. It doesn't help that his relationship with former manager Xabi Alonso broke down, with Vinicius publicly unhappy about being substituted in a Clásico, to the point insiders were saying a renewal was basically impossible while Alonso stayed in charge. Well, Alonso didn't stay in charge. After losing the Supercopa final to Barcelona in January, the club sacked him, promoting Alvaro Arbeloa from the Castilla job. Some thought that would clear the path for Vinicius to sign. It hasn't. The stalemate is still alive. And now, with Jose Mourinho brought back on a 3-year deal after Florentino Perez won re-election, Madrid have installed yet another new voice in the dressing room, while their biggest homegrown attacking star still doesn't know if he has a future at the club. Which brings us to Arsenal, because of course Arsenal are in this story somewhere. The Premier League champions have been exploring a move, and some reports claim they're prepared to hand Vinicius the biggest contract in club history, allegedly even topping what Bukayo Saka signed for in February. Take that number with a grain of salt, but the direction of travel is clear. Left wing has been a priority for Mikel Arteta since Leandro Trossard left for Besiktas, and Vinicius would walk into that front line and make it terrifying overnight. There's no direct club-to-club contact yet, and Madrid would rather sell him than lose him for nothing, especially with a loyalty bonus reportedly due if he stays. But the fact this conversation is even happening tells you the two sides are further apart than either wants to admit. So look at the two headlines side by side. Real Madrid are prepared to spend more money than they've ever spent on any player in the club's history on a 19-year-old right winger who was in an American academy 2 years ago. At the exact same time, they're letting genuine doubt build around a homegrown Brazilian superstar who's already delivered a Champions League and a Ballon d'Or runner-up campaign, to the point a rival is measuring up his release. You can dress that up however you want, but it's not subtle. Madrid are building the next version of this attack around Kylian Mbappe and a fresh generation of talent, with names like Diomande and Franco Mastantuono, representing where the money and priority are actually going. Vinicius isn't gone yet, and he might never leave, but Real Madrid have made painfully obvious which direction this squad is heading, and whether Vinicius has a seat on that plane is still up in the air.